Now, the village of Goathland in North Yorkshire is well known as the setting of the TV series Heartbeat. However, for some residents living there is nothing like the gentle way of life portrayed in the series. They claim that the Duchy of Lancaster, which owns thousands of acres of land in and around the village, is making excessive financial demands of them. Our business correspondent Ian Reeve reports.
It's all rather picturesque in Goathland, but beneath the surface there's a good deal of resentment. It's towards the Duchy of Lancaster. The Duchy owns much of the land here, and its revenues go to the Queen.
So this is the entrance to the car park, and this strip of land from these cobbles here to where the gate is the offending strip. This is the strip of land which is allegedly owned by the Duchy of Lancaster.
James opened a field to the rear of his house as a car park in 1996. It helped with a flood of visitors, all keen to see where Heartbeat was filmed.
In 2005, the Duchy wrote to me and said, all these cars that are crossing the verge which you'll be looking at are breaking the law. This verge belongs to us, and we should shut it down immediately.
A demand for half his profits followed. Today, after 8 years of arguments with the Duchy, he's facing a bill of £40,000 for legal costs and back payments. The ordeal, he says, has brought him to the brink of bankruptcy.
The Duchy have 46,000 acres of land. If it's happening in this village, how many other villages is it happening in? What's happening to all the other rural businesses that are struggling, and all the individuals who are struggling, living in the country and being faced with this kind of issue?
It may be some consolation for James that he's not alone. Adrian converted his Goathland hotel into 4 dwellings and also faced a financial demand from the Duchy.
We started work, got the builders in. I had another letter from the Duchy saying that they decided that it was going to be change of use, and they wanted £40,000 for that, for easement, so that we could gain access to our own property.
Smaller sums of money also go to the Duchy of Lancaster. It gets £50 a year from Goathland Parish Council for allowing this bench to be sited on its common. And Jane has to pay for a water pipe that runs under the Duchy's land to her house.
We're all begrudge paying because we also pay our water rates to Yorkshire Water, standing charge, and for our water and our sewerage. So we've still got that, and we've got this extra of £300 a year to pay.
Now, the local MP has raised the issues that the people of Goathland have in a letter to the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, Lord Hill. And in his letter, he makes the staggering claim that the Duchy asked a company that wants to sink a potash mine nearby for $900 million for access rights. The MP's now declined to talk about that, but is still battling for his constituents over the Duchy's land holdings.
They've got themselves in a position where they own all these ransom strips and therefore can exact money from people to go across the land. But I think they've been slightly unsympathetic to local people, and if this was some big businessman doing this sort of thing, then maybe you could understand it. But the Duchy, the representatives of the Queen, I think maybe it's a little bit it's not hardly cricket, really.
In a statement regarding the dispute with Mr Fernley, the Duchy said the use of another's land for commercial advantages without recompense is not reasonable, and the Duchy has merely sought to protect its interests. It says that the dispute saw Mr Fernley refuse to accept the Duchy's legitimate legal rights, and it had faced a litany of delay and obstruction. As for the potash access rights claim, the Duchy says the figure is wholly inaccurate and misleading. In its report and accounts for 2012, the Duchy Council wrote that it will continue to serve the sovereign in future years with loyalty, dedication and enthusiasm. But in the tiny village of Goathland, some appear to feel that it's been rather too enthusiastic. Ian Reeve, BBC Look North, Goathland.